Start everything in the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful. Honorable Vice Chancellor, respected Registrar, diligent faculty, sis, worthy guest, and all my dear friends, Assalamu alaikum and a very good afternoon to all of you. I'm your host Hira Jamali, student of Business Administration, welcoming you all on an online session of cybersecurity challenges in Pakistan. To start the session, I would like to invite Hafiz Shahid for the recitation of Holy Quran.
Bismillah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فأغنى فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر وأما السائل فلا تنهر وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث صدق الله العظيم.
Jazakallah. Now I will request our worthy Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Sayyid Mir Muhammad Shah for welcoming note.
Bismillah ar-Rahman Rahim. Honorable Dr. Sanaullah Abbasi, DGFIA, my colleagues sitting in this hall, my dear students, Assalamu alaikum. On behalf of Sukkur IBA University, I welcome you in this very important discussion lecture program that you will deliver today. I'm really grateful for you for sparing time for Sukkur IBA University and for the students. Sir, I have gone through your profile. It's a really very rich profile, having so many achievements throughout your career. You are as a medical doctor and also you are doing PhD, so you will be double doctor soon. And you have also the teaching experiences in Zabest and other universities. That's really great. Sir, Sukkur IBA University, as you know, that is a leading university in Pakistan and a success story even for the world. Our university, Sukkur IBA University, is among top 5 universities in the Pakistan, having W category and accreditations at national level, and we are also very close to the MDSA accreditation And we are also working on AACSB accreditations, and soon we will get these two big international accreditations. Sir, our university is running with 7 departments. Today we have here some senior students of computer science and business. And at national level, basically our mission is to serve community, and we are serving that underprivileged class through SIND Talent Hunt program and National Talent Hunt program. And we have these students from all over the country. And now from the last year, we have also the students from Sri Lanka, and some 9 students are on campus from Sri Lanka, and we are also having MOUs with the Italian universities, Chinese universities, where we send our students on semester exchange program. And soon we are expecting some students from other countries at Sukkur IBA University. Recently, sir, after Siddiqui Saab, when he left us, we initiated one technology park that we dedicated to him with his name, Nisar Aman Siddiqui Technology Park. That is a big project that we are going to start soon, in which will be focusing on the technology companies like Agritech, Biotech, Smartech, and Edutech. So the companies will come here, and the gap between the industry and academia can be reduced through this technology park. So these are a few things that briefly I told you. Thank you very much for your sparing time, and I will request you sometime you please come personally here so that we can arrange some bigger seminar here. You have been one of the friends of Sukkur IBA and big supporter for Sukkur IBA. So thank you very much, sir, for your precious time. Today you have a lecture on a very important topic, cyber security challenges. That is really very important in this time, as we are listening so many issues, problem related to cyber security. Like National Bank recently got that problem. Before that, FBR, so many other organizations are facing such type of problems. Hope you will have insights to these challenges, how we can come out from these challenges, and more discussion from your side. Thank you very much, sir.
Should I start?
Sir,
Sir, just 1 minute. Our anchor is going to introduce your profile to the audience, and then we will be handing over to you.
So now I would like to introduce the well-known personality, Mr. Sanaullah Abbasi, who is currently serving as Director General FIA. He is the recipient of QPM Quaid-e-Azam Police Medal awarded by the President of Pakistan and PPM Pakistan Police Medal awarded by the President of Pakistan. He is currently enrolled in PhD in Law from Karachi University. He holds degrees in LLM, MA, MS, Masters in Social Sciences, LLB, Bachelors in Law of Legislation. He has authored book Car Lifting Crimes. Apart from this, Mr. Sanaullah holds 10 years teaching experience at Zabist University, Karachi, at Caspit University, and at Law College, Larkana and Hyderabad. His work experience include overall administration of FIA, supervision and monitoring of investigation related to cyber crimes, anti-corruption cases, white-collar, immigration-related crimes, and transnational crime. His recent academic experience includes attending World Trafficking Day celebrated by FIA as chief guest in collaboration with UNODC on 30th July 2021. Moreover, he participated in webinar organized by Interpol and Basic Cybercrime Investigation and Digital Evidence Handling on 17th August 2021, and also participated in webinar organized by the Institute of Business Management, Karachi on 22nd September 2021 on cyber security challenges in Pakistan and highlighted issues related to cyber crimes and cyber security in the country. Over to you, sir.
I am very thankful to the Vice Chancellor and the faculty of IBA Sukkur that they have invited me to have some sort of a discussion with you people. I have a very long-standing relationship with IBA Sukkur because I am from that area. I belong to Ladkana. I was brought up in Ladkana. And the second attachment was the Nisar Siddiqui. He was my commissioner. I served under him. So these two things made me to talk firstly at the IBA Sukkur. Though I will rush to the topic, that is cybersecurity, because of paucity of time. So today's topic is very, very important, cybercrime and cybersecurity. As you know, cybersecurity or cybercrime, these are two different terms. I will first discuss the cybercrimes. Cybercrime, as you know, it is just like a crime which is happening in the land domain. Meaning thereby that any violation of any fundamental rights or right by any person, it constitutes a crime. Supposedly, if some property is being taken away from somebody, his right of proprietorship is being taken away. If the person is murdered, his life, he is deprived of his life. So it's also a violation of some right of some person. So likewise that these fundamental rights, if they are violated on the cyberspace, it constitutes a crime. So with this emergence of this cyberspace, we were living in different domains, like land domain, like air domain, like maritime domain, that is sea domain. But this is a new domain, that is cyberspace. But because of this pandemic of corona, things has rapidly changed. Approximately everything has been transformed, translated, or transmitted into cyberspace. Even the governance has been transferred to the cyberspace. Financial activity has been transferred to the cyberspace. Therefore, the social contract, which is guided by constitution or the law, that I will call it that there must be some social contract within the cyberspace. That what are the rights of a person, and deviation from the rights of those rights, for these people, they will constitute a crime, like in land domain. Therefore, it's very, very important that there must be some social contract in the cyberspace. Okay, what we can do, what we cannot do. So there are some very good things of cyberspace, facilitate information flood, so many things, which I call it a positivity. But there are so many negativities as in a land domain is being brought about. Therefore, the enforcement of these rights in cyberspace are very important. Supposedly, there may be some fraud on this cyberspace. There may be some defamations in cyberspace. Maybe a facilitation of terrorism in cyberspace. Maybe a pornography in cyberspace. And finally, if you extend the argument, the cyber attacks in cyberspace. So all these, in addition to other things, these constitute the cyber crimes they must be contained, they must be prevented because it has a negativity. These cannot be allowed to continue in the cyberspace. So this is very important. So because of these things, law has been promulgated, meaning thereby that the state has a responsibility to enforce these rights, containing the crime, preventing the crime, enforcing the rights of the victims. So that's why law has been promulgated, that is known as the PICA, Pakistan Electronics Regulatory Law, which regulate the conduct of a people, conduct of a behavior of a people in the cyberspace. Now, this law only mandated FIA, Federal Investigation Agency, to investigate the cyber crimes. Nobody can investigate these cyber crimes except the FIA. So what we are doing in FIA, what is the dynamics of this cyber crime in a cyber domain? Number one, this is important because we are now entering into the human domain. They directly relates to you people. If anything happens to anybody, if crime is committed against anybody online in a cyberspace, there are so many modes of receiving the complaints to us. Number one is online. Anybody can approach the FIA through emails. Anybody can approach the FIA through walk-in. Anybody can approach the FIA through this docs, meaning the correspondence, through postal. And these are the modes of receiving by us the complaints. Number two, there is one aspect of cyber patrol. I can explain the cyber patrol in sync with what is going on in the land domain. Supposedly, police is patrolling in the streets of any city. If the police thinks, police sees some crime to be committed by anybody, police can arrest the people, prevent the crime. Just like that, there is a method of cyber patrolling. There are softwares which patrol or monitor the activities in the cyberspace. If anything is happening there, supposedly pornography, supposedly the frauds, supposedly the defamation, so then these softwares directly reports to FIA. And we can take cognizance of these crimes. So we are doing it. But this aspect of cyber patrol is in a transition. So we have to do much more in this sphere. So far as these complaints are concerned, individual complaints, I call it individual complaints, they are being received by FIA. The quantum of complaints or applications is very huge. Last year, we received more than 10 million applications or complaints. This year, even till today, we have received more than 70,000 complaints. So this has now become a very challenging job. If you see the resources of FIA, of a cyber wing, approximately The human resource consists of 350 people. And the labs, the forensic labs, there are only 5 in entire Pakistan. Therefore, the challenge and quantum of complaints vis-a-vis resources are very, very meager. Therefore, we work on priorities. Priorities means those cases which are very high profile cases, we investigate first, and then we go on the less priority cases. However, for everybody, every case ought to be a very high priority case. But because of paucity of these resources, we are working on the priority basis. The FIA cybercrime wings, they are stationed in provincial headquarters, Karachi, Islamabad, Peshawar, Quetta, and Lahore. So anybody can approach these centers. Then we go on a registration of cases like just in police stations. Then we investigate the cases. Investigation may be online, may be offline, because we have to take statements of a victim. Then we go for the forensic examination of the material online. So it is a mix of offline and online investigation. Then these cases are being tried by the courts, and it's a very, though the quantum of punishment is very high, but we have to accelerate the certainty of punishment, and certainty of punishment will create some sort of a deterrence. In this whole cyber domain, international cooperation is very, very important, because we have to take some evidence from these media forums, media outlets like Facebook, like WhatsApp, Twitter, and so many other outlets. So this cooperation, sometimes they cooperate, sometimes they are very hesitant, reluctant. So in those cases which we get responded by these media outlets, they usually end in successful prosecution and successful conviction. This PICA, the law which has been promulgated by the legislators, it's a new law. There are so many things to be changed in this law. In this law, there are some sections which we can take in cognizance directly, that is FIA. There are some offenses we take cognizance after permission from the courts. So there is a debate going on to change this PICA law to the advantage of victim and empowering the FIA more to take cognizance of these cyber crimes. And this law is also being interpreted by higher judiciary. And interpretation and guiding of these superior judiciary will enhance us, will clear the gray areas, making it white or black. So the judicial interpretation will also aid to the performance of FIA. Now, what is the future of this whole dynamics? Though the challenge is very high, this domain is a very new domain. We are in a transition. We have to reach to some optimum level But after some time, because of the resources, because of the technology, because of these interpretation of laws, it will take some time. But we are doing it in a very hybrid system, meaning thereby that the PICA Act and the Pakistan Penal Code is being coupled with, and we are prosecuting the criminals to give the justice. But what is the future and what we are supposed to do, or what we are planning to do? Number one is awakening of the younger generation, because this is very, very important that the younger generation or people of the society must know that what are the crimes which are happening in the cyberspace, or what constitute the crime in the cyberspace, because some of the people even doesn't know that possession of child pornographs is a crime. And there are so many examples that people don't know. So awakening of the cybercrime don'ts and do's, they are very, very important. So we are starting the programs of cyber awakening to the younger generation, because younger generation, mainly Pakistani societies consist of more than 70%. Therefore, they are the main important and principal stakeholders. That's why we are engaging the younger generation. And we have also made a memorandum of understanding to start with 7 universities for the training, for the education, for the awakening of younger generation in context of this cyberspace dynamics. Number 2 is also very important, the 5th generation warfare. This warfare is very important to know, because younger generation is being hit by this war. We are living in a post-truth era where emotions are important rather than facts. Therefore, we should not be taken away by this 5th generation warfare. So this is important in the context that we should not be misguided. We should not be distracted by this psychological warfare. And finally, we are living in a very complex world. So multi-domain synergy is important. What do we mean by this multi-domain synergy? That is a cooperation, coordination of all stakeholders. Meaning thereby that not in a single institution, not an individual can resolve these complex issues. Complex world means that it is constantly changing. You see today one version, tomorrow you are seeing the second version, on the third day you see the third generation of these computers. Therefore, this is constantly changing, very unpredictable. There is no uncertainty. So these 2 ingredients are parameters of today's world, that uncertainty and constantly changing dynamics of this complex world makes us compulsory and inevitable that we should have some cooperation. That's why we are making younger generation on board, even other stakeholders on board, coordinating, complementing, supplementing each other. So this is the only solution. Legislators, law enforcement agencies, civil societies, the universities, colleges, universities, I call it this strategic assets. So cooperation and coordination and complementing, the supplementing, synergy of all efforts, synergy of purpose is very important. So by this, I will end my this talk with you. Thank you very much again. I have been told, probably I have been given some questions that I must respond to 2-3 questions. I think so. These are the, if anybody has another question or additional question, they are very welcome. I will try to respond. But these are the 3 questions that cyber security breach is one of the hot topics in Pakistan. What measures do you think that nation should take in order to make it efficient? I will explain that there are 2 terms. One is cyber security and other is cyber crime. These are 2 different two things. They are not synonymous, but they are related in any way. Cyber security relates to the prevention of cyber attacks on a mega scale. Cyber crime is only limited to the individual cases or where individual rights are being violated. So far as the cyber security is concerned, Pakistani government has formulated the first cyber security policy. And I will request all institutions to make the cyber audit by these apparatuses or technology. If you have some software, so you make an audit. What are the loopholes in the system? What are the chances or probability of this hacking by enemy or by any malicious people? The cyber audit is one of the solutions. Second is the investigation by investigating agencies. Number 2 question was Pakistan. There are 2 things that probably the National Bank has been attacked and the FBR also. Basically, I will not discuss these investigations. We only, FIA deals with the cyber crime, but we have offered National Bank to have some sort of help from us. So I am taking some presentation day after tomorrow. And then after some tangible discussion, I may be in a position to discuss with you the mega parameters of these 2 investigations. But training and human resource, qualified human resource, and finally the technology. These are 3 important things which we are thinking of planning to revamp this cyber crime wing in FIA. So hopefully we will overcome these type of threats. So far as we are successfully vis-a-vis resources meeting with the challenges of cyber crime. So thank you very much. If you have any question whatsoever, either it may be a cyber wing or it may be in FIA as a whole, you are most welcome. Thank you very much.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, so my question is related to, these service providers which are operating internationally, like Twitter, Facebook, and WhatsApp. We have a huge young population, and we know that data is the oil of 21st century. So they're harvesting huge amount of data from our users, young population especially. So in Europe, there is a legislation called GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation. Do PICA have any accommodation to restrict these third parties to harvest data of our young population?
So far as I understood the question, these outlets, what you have narrated, they are independent of anybody. They are doing business in Pakistan informally, but probably government is thinking of offering them to establish their offices within the territorial jurisdiction of Pakistan. So government is trying to create some mistakes for these people that they may become partners in the enforcement process. Otherwise, there is discretion to respond to our request positively or negatively. The response of the Facebook is, I think, at a very higher level, and the response of the other outlets, it is less. So we are trying to engage these outlets, even in context of crimes. Supposedly in case of pornography, their response is very good. In case of defamation, the cooperation is less, and so on and so forth. But we are trying to engage these outlets through Interpol also, because by and large, these countries, they are signatory to the Interpol. And DGFIA, being in a DGFIA, is also an head of Interpol in Pakistan. So we are trying to engage these outlets through Interpol also. Let us see what happens. But international cooperation is inevitable because now the crime has become international. First it was a local, then it became a national, and finally it became a global. Even we are being fed by some these entities from Western countries, and we are catching the culprits, particularly in context of pornography in Pakistan. So let us see what happens.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I would request Mr. Noman Memon, General Secretary, Sukkur IBA Student Council, for thank you note.
Thank you, Ms. Hira. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Registrar, Dr. Altaf Sammu, Dr. Sher Daud Kurtu, teachers, and my dear friends, Assalamu alaikum. First of all, on the behalf of students of Sukkur IBA University, I extend my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Sanaullah Abbasi for sparing some time for us on this amazing topic. I also extend my thanks to the audience for being here with us in this amazing session. So being a student of the engineering discipline, I really enjoyed your thoughts, your concrete facts. And in the hopes, we would love to hear you physically here at Sukkur IBA University. Worth mentioning that the Sukkur IBA University Students' Council is also considering to arrange the training workshops on the topics like cybersecurity to make sure that our youth is aware of the techniques like phishing and other, so that they may be, we may avoid their financially and morally disguise that they face in the future. As you said, the coordination and complementations. So I hope we can make it together. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Now I would request Registrar Sukkur IBA Professor Dr. Zahid Hussain Khan for concluding remarks.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, sir. Dr. Sahab, thank you very much for delivering a very informative lecture on the topic of cybersecurity and cybercrime. And we are aware that this is the talk of the town. The topic is very important for us, for the whole community. And I know you have a very long relationship with the Sukkur IBA University, and you are the one of the key member of the thought process that the Salaman Siddiqui has started when he was starting the Sukkur IBA University and joined. And I know that many times when you were visiting Sukkur and you met with the Salaman Siddiqui and talk about the Sukkur IBA benefits. Sir, we all are aware that this topic is very important because, and particularly in the young generation, we know that due to the lack of awareness, there are many disciplinary matters which rise because of these cybersecurity and the cyber crimes which are done by the students or the young generations through the mobile phone, using the WhatsApp or Facebook or through the Twitter. And the nature of crime is also changing. And you see that mostly now the crimes nature has been changed. And 60-70% now crimes are through these cyber crimes, which come under the umbrella of the cyber crimes. So we need certainly the awareness about the laws. And as you have suggested that we may start this awareness campaign from the university, but we can go further down and start this campaign starting from the schools to create the awareness among the young generation that what are the positive things for doing using these social media and what are the negative things. If you are going for the negative things, what will be the implications for this? So I think there are many examples like VC Saab told you the recent attacks on the ransom attacks on the different government agencies, databases, because the data is now the heart and soul of the organization. If that is taken away by someone, then the whole process has been stopped. These ransom attacks, I call them is like so they will take the control of the data and then start negotiating with them and get the ransom amount. So we have to look into our systems and make them secure. As you have already told that this is very important that we do the cyber audit of our systems, the softwares that we are using. So being a university, we are with you, sir. If you allow us, we can start very combinedly any course, or we can arrange the workshop, awareness seminars in terms of the cyber security and cyber law. And if you allow us, we can also cooperate with your teams regarding the making the forensic lab at Sukkur IBA University, because in this area, there is no any type of lab available for the forensic. And we lack the human resource also in this field. We don't have the police that will investigate these cyber crime. We don't have even in your organization, you lack the IOs which have expertise in these cyber crimes and forensic audits. We lack the lawyers which handle these cyber crimes cases, and even the judges which have no knowledge about these cyber crimes laws. So we can combinedly start these type of awareness seminars, workshops, and even some of the courses we can develop that we can embed in our curricula. Thank you very much again, sir, for your time and for this wonderful talk. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for your precious time.
Thank you very much. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you so much.